Welcome back to another beautiful day, thankfully. Happy Mother's Day. Blessings to all those mothers out there, and especially to mine, who, if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be out here this morning in more ways than one. Oh, so I've gotten, just in the last hour, I've gotten that half of the garden done. And I still have to do this half, but I don't have as much on this side because I have all the garlic beds, so I'm not touching those. But the one bed has a lot of grass in it, so that's going to be harder work. But I learned a lot already just doing those few beds. Another great use for the broad fork, which I am definitely going to be putting to good use in the future, is it's really great for digging up, for loosening the soil around anything that has deep tap roots. So I have a lot of dock or burdock on the property, which I can't go around and dig all of it up. But when I see it showing up in places that I don't want it, I can use the broad fork to get it out, because burdock has really, really deep, like feet-long tap roots. And if you don't get that whole root, the plant is going to come back. So you've got to be really aggressive with getting it out. It's also great for digging root vegetables. So you saw me getting some of those parsnips out, and I was really struggling in the fall to dig those out. And with the broad fork loosening the soil up around them, they just popped right out. So I think that'll be great for harvesting the garlic. I think it'll be really good for harvesting potatoes. Beets I don't have too much of a problem harvesting, but still it would make that much easier as well. So the broad fork, it was a little expensive. Mine, I want to say, was $150, but it is all steel and ash handles, so as long as I don't leave it outside all winter like I am prone to do, that should last me the rest of my life, and probably into my kids' lives when they take over the place. The other thing I was really excited to find was my mushrooms. I had seen a couple of my little wine caps the other day when I was out here, but when I came out, you saw that gorgeous big cluster. So I've got those sitting right here, and I'm so excited to have those. And the mycelium that I showed you on the other bed promises more to come. These I'm going to take in and slice up and put in the dehydrator, so I'll have them over time. Just because these were a little older, usually you want to get them before the caps uncurl. So I'm just going to dry these and either leave them just as dried mushrooms, or I can powder them and make mushroom powder. And that's great for if you're doing, like, if you need like cream of mushroom soup and you don't have cream of mushroom soup, you can just make a white sauce and throw dried mushrooms in it, and boom, you've got cream of mushroom soup. So that can be really useful. What else did I find? What else did I find, kitty? I don't know if you can see. Somebody is down here being incredibly demanding of my attention. But so that is all going really well. I've got peas soaking inside so that they're ready when I come out to plant, which I'm probably not going to do until this afternoon. I need to get these other beds turned. And if I can do it in the next hour, the fire department is having a breakfast this morning, a pancake breakfast for Mother's Day. So I may run out to partake in that, because they do a really good breakfast. And then we'll come back and work on next projects. So let's get this done first, though. Can I go back to work, please? And that's done. That took me, it's almost 9:30 now, so half an hour, 45 minutes. Not bad at all. That end bed that was all full of grass, thank God for the broad fork, because that just broke those roots and made it so easy to pull all that grass out of there. Let me show you. Look at that. Is it perfect? No, but it's so much better than it was. And this is going to get all of my Asian greens, so bok choy and cabbage, Chinese cabbage, stuff like that. So I can put those in and then mulch this really hard. So that should help suppress that grass. I do have one plant here. Excuse me, Gimli. Can I get through here? That is not your litter box. This plant here, I'm pretty sure is a sunflower, but I'm not 100% sure. So I've got to go in and look that up, see if I need to pull it or not. I think I showed you yesterday, pardon me, turned up enough dirt to catch it in my throat. All of my asparagus are coming up. Now, normally, you're not supposed to pick asparagus for 2 years after planting crowns, 3 years from planting seed. But enough of these are thick enough that I think if I just take one per plant, I could have a little taste of what my own asparagus is going to taste like. I'm going to go in and get cleaned up and go get breakfast. And then we'll come back out here and see about getting those peas planted. So if you remember from last year, when I put my peas in, I put a trellis in, and it didn't have the staying power that I could have wished for. It kind of all collapsed in under the weight of the peas. So this year, I've got these 8-foot tall T-posts, and I'm gonna put welded wire fencing between them. Ideally, I'd have cattle panels, but cattle panels are a lot more expensive this year than they have been previously. And I can only get them in 16-foot lengths, which would mean I'd have to cut them all down because these are 10-foot beds. So it's a big hassle. So I'm just gonna, if I've got to cut anyway, I'm just gonna use the welded wire fencing that I already have. I'll run that between these and run the peas up that, which should be plenty strong enough to hold them this year. I'm also not going to plant them as thickly as I did last year. The rule of thumb is 8 to 9 plants per square foot. I am going to do these 8. I think last year I did 16, which was way too much. And I'm only going to do... So I'm going to do 4 on one side of the wire and 4 on the other side of the wire. And that's all I'm going to do for each of these rows. This side, for future me, this side is going to be shell peas, and this side is going to be snow peas. Because I know I'm going to forget what I put where. So let me get those rows made. I don't have to put the wire up today, so I'm not going to, because I do still want to get some mowing in today. But I can at least get the seeds planted. So let's get the rows made for those and get these planted. Right, that's it for the garden today. But it's going to be sunny again tomorrow, so I can do this again tomorrow. Alright, now I've got to get the mowing done, which means I've got to drop the deck on the mower again. For some reason, whenever I hit anything hard, a stick or anything, it knocks the bolt loose that's holding one of the blades. and I can't, no matter how tight I tighten it, I can't get it to not do that. I'm going to try it with my socket driver this time and see if that gets a little more torque on it to twist it in there a little tighter. And if that doesn't work, I don't know, I guess I'm going to have to reach out to the manufacturer and see what's going on. If you have any suggestions on anything that can help make a bolt not loosen, let me know in the comments, because I will try anything at this point. I got a lot of mowing I've got to do, and I really don't want to have to be dropping the deck every time I go out and do it. All right, let me drop some goodies off for the chickens and go get the mower.